sitting all day seems harmless enough. It doesn't really hurt or anything like that. But it actually is harmful. And one of the ways that it's harmful to your body and mind is in the fact that it shortens certain muscle groups. And over time, this messes up our posture. So in this video, I'm going to highlight just a couple of ways that sitting can mess up your posture by shortening muscle, and how you can actually counteract that during your nightly stretching routine. Alright, now, so one of the things that gets negatively affected is your neck positioning. So like, if you're sitting at a desk, most likely you're at a computer. Even if you're not at a computer, you have a cell phone that you're constantly looking at, you constantly have your neck bent over. And what happens is, over time, whatever position you hold, your body tends to kind of hold that position. And so you develop more of like a bent over position at the neck. And what happens is, it tends to shorten, let's see, the muscles. Well, the muscles back here get weaker. The back of your neck, like if you touch like the base of your neck where your head meets your neck. So it's not the base of your neck, the top of your neck rather, where your head meets your neck. Like these muscles on either side, those tend to get stretched because you're constantly like this and weakened, okay? And so what you want to do is you want to be able to strengthen these muscles here so that your neck can be held back in the proper position, which is apparently if your earlobe, with your earlobe lining up with your shoulder here, okay? So what you do is, and I do side position, what you want to do is you want to actually keep your head straight, okay? So we're not going back like this. We're looking forward and we're keeping our face position pretty much static. But then you're going to push back, like tucking your chin in without tucking it in too much. Just push your head back, keep your eyes level, and you're essentially tucking your chin. And this right here is actually, it's more of like an isometric move. It's more of a strengthening move. And it helps to strengthen those muscles in the back of your neck, okay? And so that's what's going on there. And you might hold that for 10, 15 seconds and repeat it 2 or 3 times. Okay, really, to be honest, more might be helpful. Now, typically, what I do is I use a TRX band and I'll put it on the back of my head and I'll pull this stretch so I'm adding more resistance. And I'll do reps of this, like 25 reps. And that again is to strengthen those muscles that go along the back of my neck so that I can pull my neck back in position, because you may not even realize how much you're stretching your neck like this, okay? So that's one thing. Another thing that tends to get shortened is your chest muscle, okay? So what happens is we also don't realize how we tend to be bent over like this. You know, while we're leaning into the computer, we're bent over like this. And what happens is our back muscles get stretched and weakened. Our underused, our chest muscles get shortened, okay? Because we're kind of holding this caved in kind of shape. And so you get shorter pectorals, shorter pushing muscles, and this over time can lead to a humpback. And so what you want to do is you want to combat that. Now, the stretch that you can do is something that'll open up your chest. Typically what I do is I interlock my hands behind my back, and then you push back and then up, and that will stretch your chest back and up. So let me show this from the side view. So interlock your hands and then you push back and up. And the more you push back, the more you can feel it in the chest muscle. And this will help to combat that caved in stuff. Another thing that you need to do though is not just stretch your chest, you also need to strengthen your back. Now, you're going to strengthen your back doing stuff like rows of any kind, okay? as well as chin ups, pull ups, those kind of things. Those things are going to help to re-strengthen the muscles, and that's going to naturally pull on your posture and pull you out of that C shape, that curved, that caved in shape. Okay. Now, another thing, probably the most notorious thing that gets stretched, is your hamstrings and your hip flexors. Now, with your hamstrings, obviously that's something I've been working on for a while. My stretch of choice right now is leg, um, the one leg hamstring stretch, where you tuck one foot in, okay, like so, and then you want to lean toward and grab your foot if you can, okay. Now, I do this. I'm still kind of working on my flexibility. But anyway, I also kind of need to kind of push into it. My arm here, kind of assisting the stretch. You should feel it down the back of the thigh. And I like the one-legged one because it enables me to address where I have one side that's more flexible than my other side. Okay. Now, again, sitting in chairs shortens your hamstrings a lot. It shortens them, not to mention the fact that it also inactivates a lot of your leg muscle in general, which is problematic in its own way. But it shortens those leg muscles, and then whenever you have shortened hamstrings, what happens is that will affect your walk. It'll affect your walking gait. It can make your steps more shallow, and it can make you more prone, of course, to hamstring injuries and pulled muscles and stuff like that. It can make it harder when it comes to walking stairs, in particular, if not mistaken, downstairs. Okay, so you want to make sure that those are good and lengthened. Um, to kind of help, combat all the sitting down. Then finally, the hip flexors. The hip flexors lift your leg up at the hip, so like basically a leg lift. And those in particular get shorter with sitting a lot by a tremendous amount. And what happens is those are definitely responsible for your gait. They are very helpful when it comes to walking upstairs because you have to pick your leg up, and that's a major kind of deal whenever it comes to people aging unsuccessfully, because again they can't walk as long. They don't have as long of a stride as the word I'm looking for, and so the way that you want to stretch your hip flexors, at least the way that I typically do it, is like this, where I put my feet together and then I'll pull, okay, and just go down toward my feet, okay, and one side is more tight than my other side, and so I always kind of try to make sure I get a good stretch on both sides, okay, and that's going to help to open up your hips and stretch those shortened hip flexors. Now, finally, the final, perhaps most important thing you can do that's not a stretch to combat the bad effects of sitting all day is to actually get up like frequently throughout the day. I referenced a study several months ago that suggested that we should get up like every 30 minutes and do something like, take a 5-minute walk, or, maybe just do some reps of, I don't know, squats, or take some stairs or something like that. But getting up every 5 minutes, it happens to be very optimal for your overall health and various biomarkers and stuff like that. But that's also going to help to keep you from getting so much shortening in different muscle groups and the poor posture that results from sitting all day. Okay, let me know if this video is helpful to you. Comment, like, subscribe. Have a good one. As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.